So now we will see input type submit in HTML form. So guys, basically we can use the input tag along with the type attribute whose value can be submit in order to display the submit button. So basically it defines a button for submitting the form data to a form handler. So guys, let us check this with the help of examples in VS Code. So basically inside the form, if you want to submit the form data, we can use the submit button over here. So first of all, we will have a paragraph and it will say below content is in HTML form. So guys, we have a very simple statement over here. Below content is in HTML form, and then guys, we will be defining the form over here. So as you can see, by default we are getting the action attribute in this case, for which the value should be a server side file which will be handling the input that is provided by the user in the text fields inside this form. So guys, what we will be doing is we will provide the text field for the username. So basically we are going to have the input, and then followed by colon we are going to have text over here. So as you can see, the type is set to text in this case. So basically it is going to display a normal text field over here, and then we will say username as the name attribute and the ID attribute as username once again. Now guys, let me just save this file now and try reloading this page on the browser. So as you can see, below content is in HTML form, and then we are getting the text field over here. Now guys, we must also have the label that is associated to this text field. So what we will do is, before the input tag, we will have the label tag over here, and then we will bind this input tag with the help of the ID. So we will copy this ID and paste it as the value for this for attribute over here for the label tag. So guys, I'll paste this ID for the for attribute, and over here we will give the label as username in this case, and then we will also give the line breaks for both the tags over here. So guys, basically we have defined the label over here for the username. Now guys, we can also set a default value for this username text field. So we also have something called as value attribute, which can help us to provide the default value inside this text field when the user loads this page. So we can simply provide user as the default value in this case. So guys, let me just save this file now and try reloading this page once again on the browser. So as you can see, username is the label, and we are getting the default value that is user in this case. And when the user clicks on the label or the text field, the user will be able to edit this text field over here. So we can simply provide our own username that we had used in order to register on a particular website. Now guys, apart from this, let us also provide the password text field over here. So we will simply copy and paste these lines of code, and then for this type we are supposed to change it to password in this case. For this name attribute, we will change it to password, and ID as well, we will change it to password over here. And in this password text field, we don't need any value because user will be providing his or her own password in the text field. So we are going to remove the value part, and then we will also provide the label as password over here. And once again, we are going to link this label with this input type that is password. So I'll copy the ID inside the for attribute of the label. So let me just save this file now and try reloading this page once again on the browser. As you can see, we have two fields, username and password. Now comes the most important part, that is how we can create the submit button. So guys, basically we can have the input tag with the type submit over here, so that the username and password that is provided by the user can be sent on the server for further processing. So what we can do is, again over here we have to provide the input, and this time it should be of the type submit. So as you can see, input colon, we have something called as submit over here. So this is the emit abbreviation that is provided by the VS Code. So guys, basically type is submit, and for this value attribute we can provide the text that we want to display on this submit button. So guys, simply we can provide submit in this case. So the submit text will be displayed on the button. So let me just save this file now and try reloading this page once again on the browser. As you can see, this is the submit button that we have created with the help of this type attribute, for which the value is submit over here. Now guys, when the user clicks on this submit, the username and password will be passed to the server side for further processing. So let's say we provide some username over here. So we say programming, and then let's say we provide test password over here. So we say test password in this case. So over here the data is masked That's because the password type of the input field doesn't allow us to see what data is being provided by the user. So let me just click on submit over here. So as you can see in the URL, we are getting the username is equal to programming and password it is equal to test password over here. And guys, this is the way that the form is submitted by using the submit value for the type attribute in the input tag. Now guys, it is important that whenever you are submitting the form, if it contains any sensitive data, such as in this case we have the password field, it is recommended that we send the data using the post method. So by default inside the form, the method attribute is having the value as get, and for that reason we will see all the form data being passed in the URL over here, which is not the best practice as far as security is concerned. So guys, basically we can have the method attribute in this case, and then we can say post over here, so that whatever form data is present, it is sent as part of the HTTP request inside the body and not as the URL over here. So let me just save this file now and try reloading this page once again on the browser. So now if we provide the username and password over here, so let's say I provide username and then password is, let's say, password test in this case. And when we click on submit over here, now there is no URL change this time. That's because we have provided the form data by using the post request over here, and all the data is going as the part of body of the HTTP request. So guys, this is the way that we can easily create the submit button inside the form by using the type attribute for which the value can be submit for the input tag. Comment in the comment section below whether you have learned something out of this video. Please make sure that you like this video so that it reaches to more people, and subscribe to the channel so that you get the notifications on upcoming videos as well. The next video that we are going to talk about is input type reset in HTML form. So stay tuned.